Alright guys, and welcome to a brand new episode. This is episode 2 of this build series of my Land Cruiser 80 series. Welcome. If you've not been on board on this series, you can check out my playlist on the full restoration of this vehicle. But now we're getting into the build series. So I want to take you through episode 2, where we'll be changing out the springs. We're going to be putting brand new springs on this vehicle. I want to show you what I have. And we'll be putting brand new rear brake pads, because that's what it needs. And we'll be flushing that brake fluid. So join along with me on this episode. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, comment down below. Alright guys, so these are the springs we're working with today. This is the first upgrade we're making to this vehicle in this build series, and it is going to be springs. So the current springs I have on this vehicle are the originals, and my reasons for changing are that they were sagging. And when I loaded the vehicle up and had people in my expeditions, the vehicle was sitting quite low. It was hitting the bump stops. So I believe, and my logic behind this is that we go for these Ironman springs. We get these done, and then it's the comfort spec. So these don't have, it's for basically no load at all. And it should be quite comfortable, maybe 20% more rigid than the original ones. But I wanted to couple, for now that these will be coupled with the original shocks, and we'll see how that runs. But this build series will still continue, and I will get, my idea is to get Bilstein shocks, so that we have a combination of Bilstein with these Ironman springs. So this is what we're doing in this episode. We're changing out these springs. You can see they're much heavier than what the stock ones were. This is the rear, and the rears are even more heavier than the front. These are the front, which are a bit thinner, but these are definitely going to be heavier than what's coming off the vehicle. Alright guys, so as works just progress on this vehicle, as you see, we're just going to lift the vehicle up and start replacing those springs. I just wanted to take you through some of my rationale behind why I'm getting this upgrade done. Why do I need to change the springs? Well, the rear brake pads, they definitely need to be changed, so that's fine. That's understandable. But with the springs, what was happening is on some of my other expeditions, this vehicle was sitting quite low. And as you guys know, I'm running a 285/75/16 tire. It's a mud terrain tire. It's nice and chunky. I like the way it looks. I like the way it performs. And the wheel travel that I'm getting is just not enough. Especially when this vehicle is loaded. You can imagine this vehicle is completely stock right now. I've got no additional weight, but even just putting 4 passengers in the vehicle makes a huge difference. And so I'm hoping these new Ironman springs that we're putting today is going to be that first step, where I should get maybe 40 millimeters of lift or so, but it'll be that first step in improving the issue I had with the sag and hitting the bump stops in some of my other expeditions. And so as we're going with this, which we're calling the logical build, we want to do calculated measures, calculated things, step by step, so that we improve this vehicle and the way it performs in all ways, not necessarily simply for looks, but actually improving functionality of the vehicle and how it is going to perform in different environments. And so each upgrade will be useful, just like how I mentioned this snorkel will stay on the vehicle because it helps so much with that dust performance. When you're in dusty environments, the engine can still breathe, and it protects your air filter for you from getting just absolutely caught up in the African dust, which can just eat up these filters. So snorkel is a very cool upgrade. Roof rack is something I'm thinking about. So let's progress with this. Let's lift the vehicle up and let's begin to put these springs. It's quite an easy process. With springs, it's not complicated like with shocks. Alright guys, so we've got the spring in. This is how it's looking. Looks pretty cool. These are the old ones that came out. I had lifted those ones, so in comparison, this is way lighter than that one. I could barely lift that one with one hand. So this original is much lighter, and this is what came off the vehicle. You can see it's got a bit of, what is this, surface rust? These look a bit old, huh?
Very.
So these springs have served their life, guys. You can see from the wear and tear. It was a good decision to get this stuff done. Alright guys, so here we have the front end of our 80 series. You can see we're all jacked up, but we've got the front springs in. You can see that with the 80 series, you got that front axle. You can see the radius arms holding our axle, and you can see this steering dampener that provides our steering with some support. And then you can see the new springs are in. You can see our stabilizer bar is now in. The bushes with the stabilizer bar are now in. You can see our propeller shaft. Right there is the stabilizer and the bushes. So almost done with the front end. So one of the backs has gone in now, guys. These were the backs that came out, as you can see. Pretty nice wear and tear on these. So original springs did their work, did their life, and we're getting the new ones put in. And good thing is our shocks are still functioning. Our shocks still have some life in them. So for now, as I mentioned, we're going with the Ironman spring, and we're using our original shocks. Alright guys, so we got the right side spring in. You can see my disc is here, so my mechanic was just telling me this is the next thing we can look into. Bit of fine cracks and wear and tear on my disc. So I would want to probably get an upgraded disc in the future, and that'll be part of another episode. This is the original part, so it's still given good service life. That's our exposed hub and our original shocks, our sway bar. Everything looks a bit aged, but still performing well, so it's fine. 25-year-old. Most of these parts are 25 years old, so they've still done a good job. We are also going to get the brake pads replaced. These are the pads that we're removing. They are pretty slim, and I'm just going to show you the replacement pad. This looks like it's a Ram Amco or something like that. So these are the ones we are putting. As you can see, nice and fat pads. This is a Sumitomo, so this is a Toyota genuine replacement. This is what we're taking out, so must have been an aftermarket or
A Simco.
a Simco, yeah, so a different replacement. But this should give us good life. I am feeling my brakes are a bit they could do a bit better. So the rear pads were low, and we want to get those replaced, and these are the ones we've taken out. So brake pads, and also going to do a brake fluid flush, and that should get our brake system back to functioning pretty well.
About 50.
So just a quick inspection here. Our brake linings, our handbrake in there. Mechanic tells me this is still got some life in it, so we're gonna leave this intact. Alright guys, this is how the 80 series is looking. You can see how it's sitting. We've got all the springs on now. So definitely little old grandpa is sitting nice and higher now, looks refreshed, ready to take on some tracks. We've got all the springs in, and as you can see, so we've got the rear brakes in as well. You can see our old springs just over here. The sun is coming down, so it was a good day's work. Just getting the car started. We've flushed the brake fluid, and we have actually filled fresh fluid, so we're just going to get that system running now. Here are our old springs, and I just wanted to show you guys the quality of the brake fluid. Good thing we flushed it. This bottle was see-through, guys. You can see the amount of grime in there. So good work, good day's work we've done. This is our brake fluid that has come out of the vehicle. As you can see, we bled the fluid from a line over there. And as you can see, our old springs that were getting aged and sagging as well. So we have done a good day's work today. Fresh springs in, Ironman 50 millimeter or 2-inch lift, comfort springs. And this is where we're at, guys. So good day's work done.
The back ones, you won't get the ventilator.
Oh, back won't get ventilated. Oh, yeah. Here's how the car is sitting, guys. Just wanted to show you. I mean, this is just a 50 millimeter lift, but man, check how she's sitting now. Looks fantastic. This is what we're working with. So that's been it, guys. Join me on the next episode where I'll take you through how this vehicle drives, how it performs on the road, and how I compare it to my previous springs. So I'll catch that. You catch that in the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. If you did, make sure you hit like, subscribe, comment down below as we take out way more episodes for you guys. Subscribe, like, comment down below, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. It's been Masai Gaines checking out.